It's a RIP nook on the stop sign. I'm like, we better not be in the hood. We pull up to the place. We're in the hood. Hi guys, I'm back again, and today I'll be telling you guys a story time. So this is basically about like how our trip turned into a disaster. How our trip turned into a disaster. I'm gonna tell you guys about our suckish Airbnb and how we couldn't really do exactly what we had planned. So if you will already have seen our trip, like you're gonna see our trip, and I'm gonna explain a little bit like what I'm talking about in the vlog. But I want to do a separate video to tell you guys like all the stuff that y'all not like, that's basically behind the scenes. So the trip started off bad because the day before our trip, I woke up, the Airbnb lady had like called me. Now I was getting a lot of phone calls because I had booked so many apartment tours, because if you didn't know, we're moving to Atlanta in 2 months. So we were apartment hunting. That was like, apartment hunting, learning the city, like seeing where we wanted to be stationed, like when we moved there. So that was the whole purpose of the trip. Did we get that done? No, but that was our intended purpose. So like apartment complexes were like texting me back, like just confirming my appointments, because I had booked so many appointments and everything. So first off, I'm not gonna tell y'all, I'm just call her D or B. I'm just call her B. So B is our Airbnb lady. So her messages had got lost in there. So I have 2 phones and I have the same iCloud. So her message ended up coming to my new phone, which was random, but it was just like, call me, la la la. So I call her and she's like, oh, it's been raining in Atlanta so much and the apartment is flooded. So I'm like, mind you, we supposed to leave. I think this was by this time is the day before. So we're supposed to leave the next day. So basically tomorrow night. And she's like, it's flooded. Like our window has been shattered because a branch hit it. And I don't think y'all gonna be able to come. Like I'm gonna have to cancel. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is not gonna work, lady. Like, because first off,
my man.
First off, that's Rico in the back doing all this extraness because I'm trying to film a video. Go away. So she calls me and she's like the place is flooded and the windows broke and la la la. And I'm like, lady, like we can't book another Airbnb because you have to book an Airbnb 2 days in advance. Mind you, we're leaving the next day. So we don't have time to book a place at this point. We've have our stuff scheduled. We did called up jobs and stuff like this. Like it's just a lot going on. So I'm like, lady, like we cannot. What do you want? So she's like, I'm going to see if I can, like, patch it up. She said she called some people to patch it up. And she was like, if we can patch it up and you basically, like, stay out of certain area. But she said the area wasn't going to bother us no way. She was like, if you stay out that area, then you should have had no problem. So I'm like, great. That's fine. She's like, I'll pay you back half off. Did she? I still ain't got no money back. But we going to get on with the story. So she's like, I'm going to get you like a lot off and stuff like that and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, great. So she calls the next day. Me and Jordan are taking a nap. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We taking a nap. She calls. She's like, okay, you guys can still come. And I'm like, great. Because that's just like something that we did not have to like needed to be worried about. So show goes on. We end up leaving for our trip early. We left early because we were just like literally had nothing better to do. We were like bored and backed up and ready to go. So we get on the road. Now, literally, this same night that she calls, it says that, like the Airbnb might be a no-go. I drank some of this orange juice. This orange juice was poison. I will tell y'all, this orange juice was poison. And Jordan said wasn't nothing wrong with this orange juice, but the orange juice tastes like acid. Like, Jordan ordered this orange juice off Instacart. And it was like a new orange juice. And I went in there, I was like, oh God, I'm so thirsty. So I caught myself pouring some orange juice in a cup and I sipped it. It like set my throat on fire. Like you could see, you could hear, I'm still stuffed up to this day. The orange juice set my throat on fire. I'm like, oh my God. So like I hurried up and poured it out. Ever since I drank that orange juice, I had a sore throat. So it was so crazy because Jordan came over later and he drank some orange juice and he like poured it all down the drink. He was like, this is horrible, la la la, like it burnt his throat too. Apparently that stuck with me because I just ended up being sick. So the day that we leave it on the trip, my throat was hurting. I'm like buying cough drops and all this crap. But nonetheless, we leave early. So we stop at the gas station. I got me like 5 packs of Halls and I'm like trying to suck them down the whole time. So as we're driving, whatever, I'm like changing the heat back to hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Like a dummy. Like I'm just doing this. Meanwhile, I just need to sweat this cold out. No, I'm doing that. At first, I was talking my head off. But once I went to sleep and I woke up, I was just feeling like horrible. Like we woke up. I mean, I woke up. Jordan drove the whole time, obviously. But I woke up. I had to use the bathroom. So we went to this Waffle House. The Waffle House bathroom was so... I mean, it wasn't even... Like, the floor was... The toilet wasn't even trifling, but the floor was trifling. And it stunk so bad. But I had to pee, and I just couldn't. Like, I was just not peeing outside. So, I used the toilet. We leave, get back on the road. Like, I didn't even wake up to Atlanta. But I was so uncomfortable. And... I had a charger. I call myself being proactive and brought a car charger out of my car that's like so old. Like I have a whole new one, but I found it in my room. I was like, oh, I'm going to bring this so me and Jordan don't have to share a charger. Why did I think we was going to share a charger anyways and he have a million chargers? I don't know. So I brought the charger. I put the charger in the, like in the, you know, like in the hole. And it was just like burning my battery up. My phone never went over 12%. It was just like burning my battery up. So... I took the cord out of my phone and I don't know how it fell in the seat next to me, but it was burning me the entire trip. And I'm gonna insert the clip because when I was vlogging, I was like, Jordan, this is hurting my butt. Like your seat is broke. Like, because I thought that the heat seat, like the seat heater was on and it was just like setting my behind on fire. But no, the piece that go in your phone was under my butt the entire time. When I had got out to use the bathroom again, I seen it. I'm like, oh my God, that's what's been burning me. It was like, I don't know. And I had to check and make sure I didn't have a burn on my blood, but I didn't. I was fine. But anyways, it was just horrible. The thing was burning me up. Mind you, I don't even know why I was still in the hole because I wasn't using it. So I took that out. Move on from that. Fast forward. We get to Atlanta. Jordan's grumpy because he drove a whole 10 hours. And he had the nerve to be driving like a grandpa. When I tell you, this man can drive like he is like off the Fast and the Furious going to the grocery store. But when you drive in 10 hours, you want to drive slow. Which is perfectly fine because I'm alive and I'm well. And Jordan don't got the best driving history. So it was like really like a great thing that we're alive to this day. We made it there. We made it back. Not a scratch on the car or us or anything. So it was like really actually a great thing. But he was going like under the speed limit. Like the trucks were passing us. Like those big, you know, like the big trucks that drive at nighttime. They were passing us. So that like prolonged our trip. Not to mention like we had to stop for gas and stuff. So that our trip was probably like 11 hours, you know, going there. So we fast forward. We get to the Airbnb. We get in. It had like this super cool padlock. The padlock was so cool. I don't know why, but it was really cool. We get there. The place was not what we seen in the pictures. First off, before we get to the place, we're driving. We're driving. And I'm like, oh, like I look over, we're getting off the highway and it says that we're 5 minutes away from the place. And we look like to the side of the highway and it's just like homeless people. A million homeless people like in their tents, like going on, doing what they doing. Like just a million homeless people. I'm just like, oh, I know we have got to be like in the wrong area. Like, okay, like when we turn around here, it's going to be like Hollywood or something. And we just... You know, because I was just like, no way that we're in the hood. Mind you, I was looking for places that were like upscale and stuff like that. Because I wanted to stay somewhere where our apartment's going to be. So we can, we can have the for real experience of where our place is going to be. We're not going to be in the hood. No way. Like, when I seen the homeless people, I was like... Then we get to the stop sign. It's a RIP Nook on the stop sign. I'm like, we better not be in the hood. We pull up to the place. we're in the hood. It may have not even, like, it wasn't like the hood, like foul hood. It wasn't like that type of hood, but it was just like a urban area that I did not want to be in. Like, it's just not where I wanted to be. We get in there. Now, at this point, I'm sick and Jordan's sick. So I'm like throat sore, like drowsy. And when I'm sick, I'm like a baby. Like, I don't want to speak. I want to be like, and I'm like already a firecracker in general, but when I'm sick, I just literally lose every ounce of patience that I would have normally had. So I was just like being like really mean and snappy, because I was just like, I just cannot, like, even, well, let me not fast forward. So we get there, we lay in the bed, we like, let's take a nap. The Airbnb was just like, it's just atrocious. It was just like not somewhere that you especially wanted to be there for a whole week. So we get there, we get in the bed. The bed was like a California king bed, but it was a brick. It was so uncomfortable. Like, I can't, my body was aching. Like, the dog just flipped the stairs in my video. My body was actually aching. Like, I was just like, this is not it. Like, but whatever. We went to sleep because we were so tired. The freaking apartment was so cold, so we turned on the heater, and then we were like so hot, and then like so cold, and then like so hot. It was just like, it was just like really bad. And then, like I said, the bed was like kind of like, it was like on the floor area, because it was supposed to be like nature, I don't know, but it was on the floor, so whatever. And it was like a brick. It was actually just like the worst bed ever. So we get up. So this is it. So we go to bed, right? Worst bed ever. We already like tossing and turning because we're sick. And the bed was horrible. So we wake up. Why do we wake up an hour after all of our appointments have started? So mind you, I booked the appointments for when we first got there, because I was like, let's get it out the way. Like, let's, you know, like I had appointments like back to back to back. We were supposed to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. We did not get there till like 11 o'clock because, like I said, Jordan was driving slow and we were stopping and stopping and stopping. So I booked our first appointment for 2 o'clock. But no, for 1 o'clock. But we slept 2 o'clock. So after that, it was like, I'm like, Jordan, get up. He's like, no way. Like, no way. So we missed every single apartment appointment that we had. So that was like a disaster in itself, because that's what we came for. Like, we came to look at the apartments. But we didn't look at not one apartment. So, I mean, we did eventually, but not that day. So, we didn't look at no apartments. So, eventually we get up. By the time we get anywhere, it's like 3 o'clock. So, we like, you know, let's get something to eat and let's go. I wanted to go shopping. I'm like, let's go shopping. So, we get dressed. We go to the mall because the mall was closing at 6. The whole weekend, the mall closed at 6 because it was New Year's weekend. I thought that was the dumbest thing in the world. But like TJ Maxx, Lenox, everything closed at 6 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, we got to go to the mall first, because Jordan wanted Zaxby's. And I'm like, Zaxby's is going to be open all day. Like, well, we have to do this now. So we go to the place. I kid you not. Lenox was slapping like ass cheeks, okay? We drove around for a whole hour. Like, 30 minutes to be exact. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Drove around for 30 hours. And then I had just like spazzed out on Jordan, because like I said, I was not feeling good. We hadn't ate in a whole day and a half. I'm tired. My body is aching at this point because, you know, I'm sick already. So I'm like fatigue. And then like this bed was horrible. Mind you, I'm used to sleeping in the pillow top bed. So it was just like really bad. I'm just like, no, we're not going to, because Jordan was like, oh, we're not going to park in handicap. I'm like, it's only like, first off, by this time, it's 4 o'clock. So by the time we get in here and we stand in these lines, because the thing was so packed, I'm like, we're going to be leaving right back out. And he parks in handicap any other time. But today, he was just holier than thou. Oh, no, I can't park here. So I'm just like, let's go. Like, we cannot drive around. No, we found a parking spot. I'm lying. I'm talking too fast. We found a parking spot. But when I looked across the parking lot, I'm like, oh my God, these people, tire is booted. I'm like, oh my God, did they like not pay their car note? Because you know when you don't pay a car note, they like boot your car and then tow it. So I'm like, oh my God, look, I've never seen nobody car like be booted up front. So we get out the car. I'm trying to put my jacket on, like grab my vlogging camera and stuff. And the lady's like, don't park right there and walk over to the mall. They gonna boot you. They booting people, eating her fries. So when we get back in the car, I'm just like, babe, let's go eat. Mind you, he's already mad because he's like, you know, like, she's being a bee. And I'm just like, whatever, let's go eat. So we go to the Zaxby's, we get something to eat, we go back to the apartment. Rico, okay. We go back to the apartment, we just chilling out. We sit on the couch to eat our food. The couch was horrible. The couch was just like a brick. It was absolutely horrible. All her furniture was just like really horrible. And I felt so bad because she was like such a nice lady, but it was horrible. And not to mention her shower was horrible as well. Like, y'all know when you flip the light on, you know, like it's like a light switch, and then it's the venting system where it like sucks all the steam out.
What I was saying is, y'all know at the hotels you have the option to like flip the switch for the steamer to like suck it out or not. She didn't have that. She had one altogether, and it was a disaster. It was just cold.
Hers was blowing out cold air conditioning air. Just imagine taking a hot steamy shower. Mind you, her apartment is already cold. Taking a hot steamy shower and then getting out and it's the air conditioning is on. It was just not right. Like, I just did not like that. Basically, like, we ate. We ended up going to the Target. We went to the Target. We was at... we went to the Target. Like, Target. It was nothing special. I bought this grapefruit Listerine. I bought this grapefruit Listerine that I didn't see in Detroit. And I got it. Like, I haven't ever tried it. Like, I haven't tried it still. But... I bought it because it looked really cool. I was like, oh my god, like that. But that's all I got, nothing different. Anyway, so I bought that Listerine. But other than that, we went to go get in line because I went and bought NyQuil and stuff like that. Now this is New Year's Eve. Now this is New Year's Eve when we went to Target, and you know, we went shopping and all that. This is New Year's Eve day. So we went to the Target. I get that grapefruit Listerine that I want. We get in line to pay. First off, it was a lady in front of us. She's on the phone. She's like loud and ghetto and cursing somebody out on the phone. I mean, we're like cursing with somebody on the phone, not cursing them out, but they're like telling a story about cursing somebody out. She had some cornrows, like under your wig cornrows. She had some cornrows that like go under your wig, bald, like sewed up in the back. Like, you know, like when you put, like for you to slap your wig on. The beads in the back of her head was just like, I'm like, girl, like, it was a mess. Mind you, she was so caught up in her conversation that she didn't even understand, like, didn't even notice that it was like a register open because we was in self-checkout. So I was going to say something to her, but she was just like popping at the mouth on the phone, and I seen her braids and the BDBs, and I didn't want no problems. I'm like, listen, girl, I'm too sick to be fighting anybody, so I didn't say anything. But the lady behind us was like, hey, ma'am, lady, snapping at her, touched her arm, like not touches it, but like was this close to like touching her arm, like, listen, go. And the lady like turned around, like, you know, like she was about to smack this lady for even telling her to move fast. And she was like, okay, I'm going. And she went and got in line or whatever. And then here goes Jordan. Of course we gonna gossip about this lady because she ghetto. But we trying to get out the thing. We going down the escalator. Here goes Jordan. Her naps. I thought she was gonna smack this lady. The lady's behind us on the escalator and he talking about her. I'm just like, Jordan, shh, shh, shh. He like, what? You ain't see her naps? I'm just like, it was just like horrible. Anyways, we go home. So Jordan was like, well, let's take a nap before New Year's. I'm like, if I go to bed, I'm not gonna wake up. He's like, yes, you will. You'll be fine. So I was like, so, like, I could not, like, breathe. I don't know. Like, I was just, like, really, like, messed up. We were both really sick. So, I don't know. He said he wants to have a nap. I couldn't fall asleep. And I was, like, really coughing and just, like, was feeling like a piece of crap. So I took some NyQuil. I take the NyQuil or whatever. And I was out like a light. I mean, drooling and all. And I don't even drool. Like, I talk in my sleep, but I don't drool. I was drooling. Like, I was, like, actually dead asleep. My mom calls me at 12:02, like, Happy New Year's. I'm like, it's not New Year's. Get off my phone playing. She's like, it's the New Year's. I know you're not asleep on the New Year. You're supposed to be out of town having fun. La, 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 la. I'm like, Ma, I have to call you back. Like, I'm too tired to be playing around with you. So I turn back over and go to bed. Here comes Jordan. Give me a kiss. It's New Year's. I'm like, Jordan, get out of here. Like, you know, I do not feel like playing around. And I roll over. Like, he gave me a kiss. I roll over and I went to sleep. I wake up. It's for real, the New Year's. Like, I woke up at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Jordan's like knocked out sleep because he was like drinking and partying by himself in the living room on New Year's while I was like dead in a coma because I could not breathe. Literally, like, through the night when he came back, he had came back in there. you know, to get in the bed to go to bed. And I was just like, like, I was like leaning over the bed, like dying, like actually like just coughing so loud and nasty. And Jordan was like, are you okay? Like, he woke up, he was like, are you okay? Like, come over here. And was like rubbing my back and rubbing my belly and stuff. And was like, you know, patting me on the back while I'm just like literally coughing my lungs up. And then I drank some juice and went back to sleep. So we didn't have no water. Like, we was buying waters, but we was like drinking them and then like out of stuff. But whatever. I had some Saxby's juice on the thing. So I drank some of that and I had ended up going back to sleep and I was fine. Wake up. I wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Jordan was still asleep, but he was up all night, so I was like, whatever. I went and I just like steamed in the bathroom. Like, I just turned that steam on. I was sitting in the pitch black because, like I told you, her venting system was just weird. So I turned the steam on and I'm just like literally like sitting in the steam because I just needed something to work. Jordan wakes up. We went, got breakfast. I couldn't even taste the breakfast and I was too scared to eat it because I was like every time something touched my throat, I was like, so I was just like, you know, like sitting there looking at Jordan eat his food because I didn't want to eat it and like trigger my cough. And then, you know, be like that one girl in the restaurant just like, like, girl, you should not be here. But we did not have COVID. But still, I didn't want to be like that, like being there with the germs. So I kept my mask on, just looked at Jordan and smiled, you know, like made a few videos. So we leave there and we go. Then we go to see the apartment. But what happened? I don't know. Because after that, we went to go see the apartment. Oh, yeah, we didn't go in. We went to go see the apartment. But it was like, boop, it was like, not cute. And I was like, oh, no. Like, we can't stay nowhere like that. And Jordan was like, I don't like that either. So we didn't even go in. We left. And then after that, we did go to some other places. Like, we just was like, let's ride around, find some spots. So Jordan was like driving around in the area that we wanted to be in. We found a lot of places down there. Like, we wrote it down and stuff. And we went in or whatever. So we get to this one place. We park. We get out to go look in the leasing office. And I seen this lady with the biggest booty. I mean, that booty was out of this world. And it was a real booty. And she was like walking over to Publix. Because it was like a Publix right next to the apartment. She was like switching on over to Publix. And I was so caught up in looking at her booty that I walked up to somebody's whole other car. Like, it was this black Maserati in the front. And I'm like walking up to their door. Mind you, Jordan don't have a black car. So I don't even know how I was getting in the black car. But I was like walking up to this car like, gang, look at that booty. And Jordan was like, y'all looking at the booty. I got you ain't never seen the booty. That's not the right car. So we had like laughed about that. I just had to tell you that because it was like so stupid. But her booty was out of this world. So then we went, we finished looking around. We ended up going, having a nap. Then we went to dinner that night. We went to this hookah place. And the food was horrible. We went to this hookah place. First off, we didn't hookah. I don't hookah or drink. I have tried drinking and smoking, but I'm not interested in drinking or smoking. I just like to, you know, have a clear mind. Very awesome. The shopping was horrible. Another insert. They had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Jordan's like, oh, well, I guess you're going to have to order everything offline. Who wants to have a life like that? Not me. But anyways. I was sad about that too because I have to shop, but we made the best out of it. And that basically concludes this video about our horrible trip to ATL. And you guys, I did already do the Fashion Nova giveaway. You guys will see the Fashion Nova giveaway after this video. So I gave the stuff to the winner. She really liked this, so I was feeling that. I am going to do more giveaways, y'all. Please join the giveaways. But until the next time, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I am out, and I can't wait to be back again.